I gotta introduce myself. Second place qualifier today. Joey Logano. Joey, what'd you think about your car today? Well,
say more about your car.
Let's say more about my car. What'd you miss in that last lap? Well, let me tell you, it was really close. I wish we got a little bit tight in 1 and 2. I felt like our car was pretty close the run before, and I felt like I just needed to push it harder. This track and qualifying is just all about how bad you want it. I always talk about the guts to brain ratio, and this is definitely one of those tracks you need more guts than brains, so you have to tell yourself to put your foot on the throttle before you really feel like you should. So it's a lot of fun for that reason. Just got a little bit tight in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 was really good, just not enough to beat Kurt there. But another front row starting spot. It's our 3rd time in a row here, so that's something to be proud of. Just second always stings just a little bit.
All right, we're done. Thanks. Over here to Reed, and then back over to Tom.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. What was the difference between this week and last week, and how much did the test session help?
Well, a lot, apparently. I think last week we were 27th qualifying, so we've made some big gains throughout 1 week. I think just last week just really missed the offset of what we needed from race to qualifying, from qualifying practice to actual qualifying. I think we just kind of just missed it a little bit. I think we learned from our mistakes. It's not like we hit on something huge testing yesterday, and we found some things, right? You find some direction on things that are better than others, and what this package wants compared to last year's. And, you kind of get some of that stuff, but there's no like, oh my God, we just found 0.3 of a second. It's hard to hit on stuff like that. But I think in general, we just kind of got a better direction on what we need to do with our car. And, I showed today with both Team Penske cars up there in qualifying all day.
Hey,
Go ahead,
Joey.
Tom.
Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. There's supposed to be winds of up to 35, 40 miles an hour on Sunday. Have you guys talked about that, and what kind of issues does that create for you on track?
Yeah, we've talked about it some. It kind of is what it is, though. I don't really know how we're supposed to adjust for that. What we do hope is that it's a constant wind. The gusts of wind is what crashes cars. I think of tracks that are typically windy. You look at Kansas, you look at Texas, those are they're really windy racetracks. And if it's constant, it's okay. If not, if you get these big gusts, the cars just jump out of the racetrack out of nowhere, and it, leaps you into the wall or spins you right out. And, it's going to be dangerous out there, treacherous for sure. It's going to be just crazy to think what that wind's going to do. And it's not like we know what direction is going to be blowing on the racetrack, or I don't know, at least. Maybe some other guy can tell me that, but that would help. But, I just think, it's definitely going to be cars moving around. I'm sure there's going to be cars crashing for that reason. If it's that windy and you get a gust at the wrong time while you're underneath somebody or something like that, it could be big.
Over to Jeff. Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Has that ever happened to you, that the wind has crashed you?
Probably. I try to forget that stuff. I know a lot of times it just jumps out of nowhere on you and the car just takes off. And if you're already right on that edge, a lot of times it doesn't take but, a little bit to push you over that edge when you're right on it. So, you think of 30-mile-an-hour winds, that's a lot. That's a big deal. So, the track temp's going to be down as well. So, some grip's going to be gained in the racetrack, but we're also going to be going faster to take advantage of that. So, I think it's just going to, the wind's definitely going to be a big story, as you guys are already on it for sure. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But like I said, it's going to be kind of dangerous for sure.
All right. Do we have a question here?
Tom Zaleski, Iron County Today. Hi, Joey. The way the cars were running today, there was hardly any fall off, and I kept hearing the word ludicrous speed. Do you think that will carry over into Sunday, or how did you feel about the tire drop off and the speeds over the runs?
Well, we seen some fall off yesterday when we were in race trim. Today we unloaded our car and never came out of a qualifying trim, so it's just one lap. We did see some fall off from lap to lap to lap. You didn't tonight because the sun was going down, so the track temp's going down while the while the tires are wearing, so it kind of equals itself back out. But nothing. I think there's going to be more fall off than there was last year. I don't think it's going to be huge, but I think there'll be, not like last week, but there'll be some fall off for sure.
All right, any final question for Mr. Logano? All righty, thank you for coming in, Joey. Congrats.
Great. Thanks.